everyone! The next 10 minutes or so we're going to spend together with me on discussing a very interesting topic, that is how to develop new ideas. My name is Assel Stambekova, and I would like to invite you right now to this session. Before we actually move on, I'd like to ask you to sit comfortably, enjoy the session, and think actually how you're going to develop your ideas later on. So before we move on, let us take a look at what we're going to talk about today, and actually what you are going to expect or going to receive from this video session. So there are a few interesting points that we are going to talk about. They are about 5 W's, or the questions that are what, why, how, when, and so on. So these questions will give us answers on the topic itself. So what is an idea and how we're going to work with it, and so on and so forth. We will also take a look and actually practice a little bit a few tools on developing your ideas, as well as in the end of our session we will get to know a practical case that happened in Australia, with starting with a simple idea to a very great job in the end. So, ready? Let's go. What is actually an idea? What questions do you have, or what thoughts do you have when you hear the word idea? There are very different notions, different definitions of what an idea is, and you may also have your own personal. However, today we are here not only to discover the notion of an idea, but also to see its implementation later on. So, an idea in general is a question that may appear in your head or may appear in the heads of other people that needs some solutions, or it's a notion that may taste and may smell something interesting, and that has nothing been before or hasn't been actually implemented before this moment. So there is also an idea, a notion of an idea is that it should be met with passion. So when you're actually passionate about something, about, let's say, one topic, I don't know, wild animals or the air, then you start thinking of these topics more and more and more, and the ideas start bumping your head. So the more you think of the questions, the more ideas you start having, and the idea in the end, let's say, is something that may bring the solution to the problem or to the question that exists in the world or exists in the society, as well as the idea should actually bring benefits. So it's not actually the solution, or let's say it's not actually a thought of a problem or something like that, but it also should have benefits. So this is how we discover what an idea is. Let us move to the second question, that is called why. Why do you have an idea? Why do you have, or why do you think of an idea? So this question should also help you to generate and to actually answer your question, what ideas we have in the world that exist. So in order to see correlation between the two questions, what and why, we may ask ourselves, for instance, if there is an issue existing in the society, such as, let's say, polluted water or polluted air, then we should think of an ideas, or we should think of the solutions, how to solve this question. And then you start thinking of different ideas. You start generating the water resources in a different way, or start simplifying the existing solutions, and things like that. So these are a little bit more practical and life realistical questions that we have just talked about. So finally, when we talk about why, we need to make sure that we answer the question why we need the ideas in order to solve the questions, to find the solution, to see the benefits from implementing these ideas later on, or to taste something different. So this is about why. And now we're coming to the third question that we may ask ourselves, and this is the question about resources. Any matter that you are doing, anything, always requires you to spend something. So, for instance, imagine if you are solving a question, you definitely will spend a few resources such as people, or financial resources, or space, or let's say some other resources like water or air and so on and so forth. So in order to not to be so, in order to be effective and to really find a solution and to really use the idea for its implementation later on, you need to make sure that you will have return on your investment. So make sure that the idea is worth actually spending those resources in the end. And when we're talking about resources, we of course thinking about, okay, so what result do I want to see? What actually do I expect to get out of this idea or out of this solution? What are the benefits that and what is the result that I really want to see? So this is all together the questions what, why, resources and result are of course connected. And if you really here you really need to see the clear correlation between all these questions and how you can actually go smoothly from one to another point. However, if you remember the topic of our video session, it's called how to develop new ideas. And here we are coming to the final point, how to develop new ideas, or how to develop actually the ideas. So for this, I would suggest you to think of two options, of two, let's say, approaches. The first one is you need to think of the strategy. For instance, if you're having a difficulty with your staff, let's say you want to increase the effectiveness of your staff, that the personnel that come to work every day doesn't just spend the time at work not doing a routine or operational work, but you really want to see something that goes further on. So here one of your strategies may be, okay, my purpose is to increase the effectiveness. So how can I actually, what can I actually do together with my staff so that they are also interested in the results of the job that they're doing? So one of the tools of developing new ideas will be that you, for instance, may have a wall of success or a wall of contribution or a wall of commitment, and every person, every single employee may put his or her ideas onto it, let's say on a daily basis or a weekly basis, and then the best ideas may be taken out and later on developed, elaborated and then implemented. So this is one of the approaches. Another approach can be when you are sitting all together during team meetings or during work meetings and you are doing brain writings, which doesn't mean that you are just brainstorming, because sometimes brainstorming may be less effective, but brain writing will really help you. What brain writing is that you are taking a question and then every person within, let's say, 3 minutes writes 5 ideas, and then, or 10 ideas, it's up to you how many you want to put, and then after 3 minutes you exchange the ideas with the next person. So you don't repeat the previous person question ideas, but you contribute your vision to this question. So this is another option. So in the end, as I promised, I would like to share with you one practical example that happened in Australia. In order to raise awareness in the whole world about the island and the importance of the Golden Reef, a few people decided to put it as a global movement and put it as a job offer in the end. So if you check this website later on, you can find that during 60 seconds you can contribute your vision and your ideas how you can actually improve the island. And this had a huge and massive movement later on. So this is one of the examples that actually happened every day from that on, and this is also one of the examples how you can actually improve and develop your ideas on different questions. I wish you good luck in your future, in your current life, and develop ideas, surround yourself, be passionate about ideas, and share them with the whole world. Thank you.